Hi everyone, this is Justin, and this week I want to talk about customer experience as it pertains to the pandemic. Certainly, businesses, large and small, are all adjusting the way in which they engage with their clients during this pandemic. And I think now is the right time to begin thinking about the long term. What does life look like post pandemic once things subside? Certainly, many businesses have implemented policies that are benefiting their customers and also keeping income coming through the door with respect to providing delivery services, online services, allowing employees to work from home, providing pickup and drop off service, right? Those are all the right things to begin doing. But think about this later on, right? How many of us are going to feel like immediately rushing back into a crowded concert or immediately jumping on an airplane that's packed elbow to elbow? I think that all companies need to begin thinking about ways in which they can implement new customer experiences that make the company seem like an advocate for their clients' health and well being, while also ensuring that profits continue to come in and that employees are gainfully employed. So, today I'd like to show one practical example of how this might work. This is the seating chart for a typical discount airline, and this airline has 169 seats on this flight from Atlanta to LAX, and they average $500 per seat for a total of $84,500 to the airline if the flight sells out. Now, a reaction that many people have about airplanes in general is that it's close quarters and that the more space between passengers, the better, especially during and after a pandemic. So we could say, let's take out the middle seat throughout the airplane and give everyone more room. That would take us down to 110 seats at $500 each, and the earnings for the flight would be $55,000. Probably not an acceptable number. Now, we could achieve the same $84,000 mark by increasing the price of each seat on the airplane by 34%, but for a discount airline, that may be cost prohibitive to its typical passenger. Let's look at this a different way. Could we still fill the airplane with passengers and give them a sense of security? We could look at potentially lowering the cost of the middle seat by a sizable amount, by $100 per ticket, and increasing the price of the seats along the edges where people may feel a greater sense of comfort and being a little bit more distant from the majority of passengers on the plane. That would bring us to $84,000 again. And on the cost of the airline, a concept they may consider is to create a new safety kit that includes a mask, gloves, and sanitary wipes for each passenger. Now, I would advocate not passing this cost along to the passengers, but instead absorb that. And if they do, that would be a decrease of 4% overall for the earnings of this flight from Atlanta to LAX. But the byproduct of that is that each passenger is going to feel a sense of security, and they're going to feel like the airline has their back and their best interest at heart the next time they fly on this airline. There are many ways in which a business can think about changing their business model just slightly and still end up in a place that's very close to where they were pre-pandemic. So that is, customer experience is one of the things that APG is passionate about. Please reach out to us and let's have a conversation, because our team is full of inventors. We are all inventors at heart. We all have a breadth of experience that spans startups all the way up to the federal government and everything in between. Let us bring that experience to your business, no matter how small or large. And let's start thinking about now the ways in which we can make your customers feel that sense of safety and security post-pandemic. Take care, be well, and we'll talk soon.